Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel and I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. Today's video, we are actually going to be talking about shopping habits and how to cut down on your shopping habits. I've gotten questions in the past asking how I cut down on shopping because I used to be crazy obsessed with shopping and I've really refined that over the past couple of years. It is no easy task, I will say that. But yeah, basically in my late teens and my early 20s, I was a huge shopaholic. I was always at the mall or the store any spare second that I could have. I was there. I had so many things in my wardrobe and I would just buy things and literally wear them once and I wouldn't want to wear them again because I hated repeating outfits, which is so crazy. That's not a good mindset to have. But yeah, I hated repeating outfits and I honestly had tons of things in my closet that still had the tags on them even that I'd never even wind up wearing. So during this time, I never cleared out my closet also. So my closet would just grow and grow and grow. I had so much stuff. It got to a point where it was quite overwhelming and I was feeling very overwhelmed in my closet and I knew in the back of my mind something had to change. So yeah, I'm basically just gonna go through with you guys the things that helped me transition out of that phase, because it wasn't just one thing. There were definitely a few factors that contributed to me minimizing my wardrobe and being a little bit more mindful in what I'm bringing in. So yeah, we'll get started with the first thing. So the first thing that really started changing my mindset about my wardrobe and, well, about my stuff in general was minimalists and minimalism. So I was watching YouTube one day and then one of my recommended videos was a video on things I stopped buying as a minimalist, and I don't know what made me click on it. I decided to click on it. I had heard of minimalism before, but I never really knew much about it or anything. So anyways, I clicked on this video and I watched it, and from there I just binged so many minimalism videos. You guys know how you can just get into one of those YouTube rabbit holes where you're just watching all of these videos on whatever topic. So anyways, I got into that and I was just watching all of these videos and I was so fascinated by minimalism and just having things that you need or you like in your life and in your space. And living in a small space, I was so on board with that. I'm you know what, that's exactly what needs to happen to my closet, because like I mentioned, I was feeling very overwhelmed with my closet. It was just absolute chaos. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do a huge closet clean out. That's the first place I'm gonna start, because my wardrobe just really isn't serving me anymore. It's just way too overwhelming. So that's kind of how I started on my journey to cutting down my shopping habits, because I really just wanted to get back to the basics and focus on building up a wardrobe that I loved. And that was kind of the turning point in my mindset. So yeah, that was one thing that really helped change my mindset a little bit. So the next factor that made me want to change my shopping habits was sustainability. Obviously, constant shopping is just not sustainable for you, nor is it sustainable for the planet. So that was a huge factor for me as well. When I was just buying everything all the time, I honestly felt really burnt out. I was trying to keep up with everything. There's always going to be something newer and something better. And when you have that keeping up mindset, it's never good and it is going to get to you at the end of the day and make you feel burnt out. So I think that was another huge thing for me. I was overwhelmed, I was burnt out, I was tired of trying to keep up with my wardrobe, and it is also one of the biggest contributors to pollution in our world. So you know what, it's just better to take a step back. So that's what I did. I took a step back and I just reevaluated how I wanted to purchase things, what I wanted to do. So I realized that I needed to start being more mindful with what I was bringing into my wardrobe, because I never wanted to have that feeling of overwhelm again by my closet. And for me, I feel like I've had to find a good balance of, bringing in new things as well as working with older things, because a big part of my job is styling outfits for you guys and giving some fashion inspiration. So that's something I struggled with / kind of do still struggle with, because I need to have that balance. And I feel like I'm on an okay track with it. Like I've really cut down, and I try to inspire like working with a lot of basics and things that you may already have in your wardrobe. But at the end of the day, I always have, you know, people asking for links and things like that. So I try to have a good mix of like newer items as well as older items that I can work with and basics to give you guys that inspiration. So that has been like a really tricky thing for me. It's kind of like a catch-22. But yeah, it's something I've been working on, and you know, hopefully I'm doing an okay job at it, and I think that's what works best for me. But if you have a job where you don't have to keep up with the latest fashions or talk about trends and things like that, then I mean, obviously it's a lot easier to work with older clothing in your wardrobe, work on those quality basics. And if you do have an itch to go shopping, thrifting is honestly such a great thing to do because it's so sustainable, and it's a great way to mix up your wardrobe and find great pieces for really great prices at the same time as well. So money was a very important reason for me to cut back on my shopping habits as well. I really wanted to start saving some money. There are other things in life that I want to purchase, and I realized that shopping was a big chunk of some of my spending. So it was really easy for me to see it all laid out there and be like, okay, if I want to start saving money, this needs to be reduced like big time. And I think saving money should be a priority for everybody. And if you're a huge shopper and you start cutting that back and then you start seeing your bank account go up and up, that is a really good feeling, and it's going to encourage you to keep going as well because you love seeing that progress in your bank account. So the next point I wanted to bring up, I don't know if this is so much like a factor of why I stopped shopping or more just something that happened when I stopped shopping. When I stopped spending like all of my time shopping, was I got a lot of time back. Like I said, I used to spend like every free moment I had like at the mall or at the store. And when I stopped doing that, I realized I had a lot more spare time where I started picking up things again that I kind of let fall off. Like I absolutely love cooking and baking. Like when I was in middle school even, I was baking every single weekend. Like I just absolutely love it. It's very therapeutic for me. And that was something I kind of let drop off for a little while. And then I really started picking it back up again and remembering like my love for it. So I had time to do things like that. I had more time to do reading, you know, hang out with my family or my friends, things like that. The time you would have spent shopping, you can fill with something else that's gonna like fuel your soul. So maybe you pick up a class or something, or maybe you join a sport with a few friends. Just anything that's gonna, you know, occupy your time, that is gonna make you feel really good. I think that's a great thing to do instead of shopping. It's still gonna keep you busy, but it's gonna be so much better for like your mind and your soul, and I am all for that. All right, so just a few extra little tidbits that I wanted to share about cutting back your shopping habits. The first thing would be online shopping. So I used to online shop a lot as well. And when I decided like, okay, I don't want to shop as much, I would still, you know, browse things online here and there, which can be lethal. But what I would do is just load up my cart, shop, and then go through my cart after, but I would close it. I would close the window, I wouldn't purchase anything, and the next day, like honestly, you will almost always forget about everything that was in your cart. So if you need to, you know, it's like a good little itch to scratch, but you're not going through with it fully, if that makes sense. You're still getting that shopping fix, but you're not actually buying anything. So I did do that a lot until I slowly like didn't even really care to go on and do that. Like you have to kind of get yourself off of the habit. One thing that I learned from shopping less and working with the things that I had in my wardrobe was that I was a lot more creative with the clothing that I had. Like I would practice layering things up, or, you know, just going through things, seeing what I had, making different outfits. So you could spend the time that you would have been shopping as well, going through your closet and making different outfits. I mentioned in a video before, if you're having trouble coming up with outfits, like take one piece out that you're not really sure how to style. Maybe it's a top. So pull out some of your bottoms and start mixing and matching and seeing what works well with that top. You know, try them on, take a picture if you like the outfit. And I think that's a great way to fill some of your time, like that shopping time that you would have been out at. Just shop through your own closet and try to mix and match and make different outfits. I find the smaller your wardrobe is, my wardrobe's not like crazy small because I still do love clothes at the end of the day, but it's so much smaller than what it used to be. But yeah, the smaller your wardrobe is, honestly, the more creative you have to get with it. But it's also easier to mix and match things together. When you have just so much stuff, it can be overwhelming to mix things and pair up things. And you can pair things up differently. And it's just, I don't know, I just find it a lot easier. And my last little piece of advice is just to not focus on anybody else, not to be influenced by anybody else, and really, you know, just focus on what's important to you. It's okay to be inspired by other people, but at the end of the day, bring it back down to your core self and focus on that, because there's nothing more important than that. All right, guys, so that wraps up my video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I didn't ramble on for too long, but honestly, shopping less just gets easier over time. Like, it is super hard at first. Like, any habit that you're trying to break in life is really hard at the beginning, but as time goes on, it does become easier. And you just have to stick to it, basically, is the thing. Consistency with anything in life is literally the key. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!